everyone, I'm home. Welcome back to my channel. I went to a ball game with my boys a couple weeks ago and I saw this beautiful mural and I wanted to make sure I showed you guys. I forgot to show you in the last video. It was absolutely gorgeous. This thing was a half a city block long. It was so beautiful. It took up one whole building and I wanted you to see it. Well, I'm in my car again at the mall, our lonely, desolate mall. And this is another view of the old Mies store, and I'm only showing you this because I don't have a video for you guys this week. I didn't do much this week. This weather has got me feeling a little bit, not depressed or anything like that, just kind of, I don't know, I've got the doldrums. I've not been this way for a long time. I haven't gotten much done other than cleaning house and doing laundry and all that. I did do a few creative things this week, which I'll take some pictures of that for you. But the reason I wanted to show you this angle of the Mies store is because one of my viewers said the last video that I showed the Mies store, she hollered at her man and said, "Come here and look at this. Somebody's showing the old Mies store." And this guy had worked for the Mies brothers and he really enjoyed that part of the video. So I thought I'd show you the back side of the store, which is everything's gone here. There's all around here. There's the movie theater. It's gone. Then over here, there was a Burlington coat factory. And years ago, it used to be JCPenney. And it's all gone. So because of those people that had worked for the Mies store, I thought I'd show this. And I think I'm going to head over to a thrift store. And if I do, I'll show you what's going on there. I'm not sure they're open today because the weather's really cold and nasty. And a lot of places are not open. And they had a 2-hour delay at school. And I don't know. I told my husband, I said, I don't really have a video this week. So I think I'll just take him on a few little jaunts and talk to him a little bit. And just ask you guys if you get that way. I washed down all the walls in my house the other day with Febreze, some kind of, I don't know what fragrance it was, but something that smelled really good. And it kind of perked the house up and made it smell a little bit better in springtime. I'm anxious to open windows and open doors and get some fresh air in because I think your house gets kind of stale in the winter time. I like the warmth and coziness of it, but at the same time, it can kind of depress you if you don't get out a lot. So we try to come to Planet Fitness a lot during the week so he can exercise. I told him this morning I probably should go in there with him more, but I'm kind of weird about germs and stuff. And we have a treadmill at our house and I can go down in the basement and use it. Plus, a lot of times I'll walk around this parking lot while I'm waiting for him. But he knows a lot of the guys in there and he ends up standing around talking a lot of the time. But he enjoys it. So that's the thing he likes to do. And I can do my videos. So I know this is going to be kind of a boring video. But I'll take you guys to the thrift store if they're open. And if not, I'll think of something else for the rest of this video. Guys, this is Danville High School. This is where Dick Van Dyke went to school. Actually, this probably isn't the same building. I don't know. But I don't know. They might have built onto it, but this is where it was located. And Dick Van Dyke's house is about 2 blocks from here where he grew up. And I'm not going to show that to you because it's in really, really bad shape. And I've showed it on the video before. But they have a real cool sign down here showing him dancing. And it is on one of the crosswalks. Well, this is my favorite Mission, my favorite thrift store. And they are not open today. So we don't get a stop there, but I think I'm going to run down to the Goodwill that's just a few blocks away. So let's go there. Okay, guys, I went past the thrift store and they weren't open. I imagine the ladies just didn't want to get out in the cold today and they probably put it on their website. But this is a flashback for you to the past. Have you guys ever heard of Zayres? Z-A-Y-R-E-S. This was the old Zayres store that we had for years and years when I was a little kid. We would come here and Christmas shop, and they had a guy set up sometimes to take pictures, and we used to get our picture taken here. And they had a wig section, and they had it was kind of like a Kmart, but it was called Zayres. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. And then after Zayres went out, Hills came in. I believe it was Hills. Was it Hills? Anyway, it was another store. And then there was used to be in another part of town an Airway store. And yeah, this was hills. This was hills at one time. It's hard to remember, you know. You sit here and think about it, and you remember coming here so many times. I remember when you went in the store, you would walk back a little ways and turn to the left, and they had a big record department. And I used to always hit the record department. And I can remember they had rows and rows of like just flat cabinets with like little glass partitions in between them where the underwear and socks were. And I don't know, it's just memories, I guess. And one of my old boyfriends and I went there and had a picture taken where they put our faces in a brandy glass. It was like Olin Mills or something used to come here and take your picture. It's crazy. But the parking lot was just huge. And now it became a church after Hills went out. But I think it's still a church now. But now there's a Dollar General in the parking lot. And if you drive on through there, you get, there's a Wendy's and a Joann Fabrics used to be over there, but this part of town's pretty dead now. I'm sitting at a Goodwill that's right next door to this. But I thought I'd show you guys this and see if any of you remember Zayres, Hills, or Airway. And those were the hot spots. We used to come here all the time. I remember my mom buying those little box stationery sets for my uncle who liked to write letters. And at Christmas time, she'd buy them all for our cousins. They were like little pieces of paper and envelopes and in a little pretty box. And then we would get like 6 of them for all my cousins. And I'd get to go home and wrap them. And, oh, I don't know. It's just memories. But anyway, thought I'd show you that. This video is getting more boring as we go along. I'm sorry. I'm going to go home later and I'm going to take pictures of all the crafty stuff that I did this week, which wasn't much at all, like 2 little things. But it was something. And I did make some little cakes for some family that came over the weekend. I'll show you that. But that'll be on the next video. So hopefully the next one will be more exciting than this one. But I was sitting here getting ready to go in Goodwill and I thought, I'll show them this old store that lots of people in our area went to all the time, and the parking lot was always packed. You'd have to park way, way out. And now there's a Dollar General there, which there's one of them on every corner, it seems like. And it's different, but it's good memories. So I'm here to pick my husband up, and while I was in the Goodwill, I got to laughing. I can't believe you guys still follow me. I contradict myself so much. I just told you that I don't go to Planet Fitness because I'm funny about germs. And there I am in the thrift store raking through a bunch of germs. But anyway, I just have lame excuses for why I don't go to Planet Fitness. That's all there is to it. I guess I'm just lazy. But anyway, I'm going to show you the things I saw at the thrift store and a few things that I purchased. I do have to say, even though this is our least favorite Goodwill, it is a big Goodwill and it's very clean and they have a lot of stuff, but they're so expensive. I've never seen a Goodwill this expensive. So a lot of stuff gets left behind. I thought this was a cute little stand. If it was painted maybe a different color, it would be pretty. And as soon as you walked in, they had a big table full of Easter stuff and everything on the table was really pretty and Easter-like. And I'm ready for spring. And I really love this little bunny plate. It was a big square plate, but as you can see, it has a little chip on the side of it, and they wanted like, I'm thinking $6.99 for it. And then they had these pretty plates. There were only 2 plates, and then they had a bowl, and I thought they were really pretty. They looked like Easter. And then these pretty hand-painted glasses, but they only had 3. But they did have all their spring stuff out. It was really pretty. And I thought this bag was pretty. Kind of looks like the blue transfer wear that I like so well. And these pants, if you were walking, especially at night, you would be seen. But they weren't my size. And then this was a really pretty pillow. It was real long. It was about 1 yard long. Said Autumn Greetings. And I thought I could put that on a bench on my porch if I had a bench. But I don't have one anymore. But it was sure pretty. And then I've always liked baker's racks. I had one in one of my first houses. And I just loved it. Mine was black. But every time I see them, I always think, I'd like maybe to have one again. And then I kind of looked through the textiles. I always look through those because you know how I like to sew and my tablecloths and everything. I thought this was a really pretty shower curtain. You can always pick shower curtains up at Goodwill for $2 or $3. And this one was marked like $6, but usually they're not that much. And then they had some new curtain panels. So you kind of want to check there when you're looking for stuff like that because you can find them. And they have just about any kind of decor style you like. I thought this looked like something if you had a cabin or a country style house, you might want this. It was nice and clean. And then this scarf was beautiful, and it was brand new. But like I said, their prices are really high. And then this scarf was pretty. I thought if you had a little garden room or maybe a table outside, it was really pretty. And it had these little buttons on it. I think it was handmade. And I just thought it was really precious with the little birds and the flowers. And then this was another one that was really pretty. They were together. So like I said, I think someone made it. But I have so many scarves, I didn't need one. And this is a pretty tablecloth. It was a big square tablecloth with these blue designs on each corner. And I thought that was really pretty. And I'm kind of getting into the blue, but I have so many. Then, of course, a pumpkin one. They have seasonal stuff mixed in with Christmas and Easter and Halloween. You can always, they keep all the decorations together. Then this was really pretty. Now, this would look good if I had a long table in my beauty shop. It was a mirrored scarf, and it was brand new, and it was about, oh gosh, it was, well, however long a scarf is, and it was really pretty, but it would take a special kind of room to put that scarf, and it wasn't the kind of scarf you wear. It was for a table. And I thought it would look pretty. Now, I did buy this tablecloth because it was huge. And I have cushions on my front porch that are green. And I'm kind of tired of the green. So I thought I'd just cut this and cover those with that. And it would look good for winter. And then I thought this was just not very pretty at all. It's just a square dish. And I turned it over and it was Ray Dunn. And I'm sorry, guys, but I was over Ray Dunn when it first started. I just never cared for it. I think that font is kind of boring. And I don't know how it got so popular, but I know a lot of people like Ray Dunn. And this didn't have the look of Ray Dunn at all, but it was Ray Dunn. And then they had a lot of soup tureens today. I don't know what the deal was. Big ironstone looking soup tureens. Now this one was missing the ladle, but they were really big. But again, they had them priced really high. I thought this one was pretty. And this little soup tureen was pretty. But I've got a soup tureen and I never use it, so I didn't buy it. But I wanted to show you guys how pretty that was with the fruit on it, with the pears and the pretty leaves. And then my friend who's doing a safari themed room in her apartment, I texted her a bunch of pictures and she wanted this little elephant candle holder. And it seems like when you get on, like I've told you before, when you get on a theme, you see a lot of that stuff. I saw this autumn leaf casserole dish, but the inside of it was really dirty and it had a lot of cracks in it and some scratches. I just didn't care for it. And she also thought she'd like to have some koala bears. I said, you want some koala bears? Somebody donated a whole bunch of them. And she said, yes, get me a couple of those little babies and I'll put them around my safari room. And then I saw this bag, a big safari bag, and she said, oh, most definitely get me that. I'll put my computer in it. So I got that for her. And then this picture was made out of like stone. And I texted it to her later and she said, hey, I live close by. I'll just run in and get it. And she liked these goblets that were Rachel Zoe. And we looked them up and they're kind of pricey, but probably the same price here in the Goodwill. She thought she might like to go back and get those. Then I saw these pretty pink pots, but they were a really good brand. I can't remember the name, but they were really pretty and worth the money. But I have so many flower pots. And then a few weeks ago, I was showing you that they had all these signs, and they still have them because they price them too high. And they still had quite a few of them. And this one was like a little easel that says gather, and I get tired of that saying too. And then they had some really pretty Victorian prints that I would have reframed, but they were really pretty. But I have no more room on my walls for them, but I thought this one was really pretty and kind of Easter looking. And then this one was really pretty. Sometimes you can find really pretty prints, and if they don't look good in the frames, just get another frame. You can always find those at the thrift store. And this was a photograph by some artist, and it was really pretty. And then if you're looking for toys, oh my gosh, go to Goodwill. They do have their toys marked really cheap, usually $1 or $2. And when my kids were little, they loved fire trucks, and you can always find an abundance of fire trucks and dump trucks and tractors and all that kind of stuff. And when I had my beauty shop, I tried to keep a little bin of toys for the kids to play with. And this was a little thing I would have wanted when I was a little girl. Sometimes I'm attracted to that kind of stuff, thinking, oh, I wish they had that when I was little. And this was a little singing dancing Minnie Mouse, and it was only $1.99. I thought it was really cute, and it worked, and it was clean. Then this was the biggest crock pot I've ever seen in my life, guys. I didn't know they made crock pots this big. I was trying to set some things next to it so you could see how tall it was. I put this little coffee mug beside it. It was just tall. I would say it was, I don't know, 12 or 14 inches tall. It was big, and they didn't have any other crock pots to put beside it to show you, but it was humongous. And then this is what Goodwill does. Okay, this roll is a fat ribbon, wired ribbon. Is from the Dollar Tree, or no, Dollar General for $1. Turn it over. It's been used. Some's been cut off. It's old. They want $1.99 for it. I think that is just ridiculous. When it's been donated and it's used old dusty ribbon, they don't need to do that. I'm griping. Anyway, I thought this was a cute little bear all dressed up for the 4th of July. I thought he was really darling. And I kind of have a thing for mugs if they're really pretty, and especially snowmen mugs. But these were marked $2.99 a piece, and most Goodwills are 99 cents. That's their top number for mugs, but this one is just high. And then they had some vintage radios and alarm clocks. I was thinking about when I went to that record store a few weeks ago and how they had all this kind of stuff on display. And this was a beautiful teapot, and I've seen these in the stores, and they were expensive. It had a few little scratches on it, but if you needed a teapot, it probably wasn't too bad of a deal. I think it was like $4.99, but it was really pretty, and I looked it up, and they're kind of pricey. It was real heavy. And then these are from Dollar General. I've seen them in there. They're $3 for the whole set, and it's a reusable sponge cloths by Dolly Parton, and they had these for $4.99. You just want to say, Goodwill, what are you thinking? You see the $3 price on there from the Dollar General, so someone's had it in their home. Then I saw this beautiful scarf, and the first thing I thought was the painting called Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And I thought, man, that looks just like the painting. So I looked at the price, and it was $1.99. And I thought it would make a pretty coffee table scarf, or I could wear it, but I would probably use it for a coffee table scarf. And I got out in the car after I bought it and looked, and it was the same pattern from that painting, but it was sold in gift shops in museums, like the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and Biltmore Estate had them. Can you imagine what those cost? And this one was brand new. It had never been used. So I got a Starry Night scarf. I just thought it was gorgeous. And some lady probably bought it at the museum. And so, as always, follow me on Instagram at MarcyJo631. Please like and subscribe. And if you could hit that notification bell so you won't miss a video. You don't want to miss any of these long, boring, random videos. Oh, guys, I'm going to have better stuff later. I promise you that. But hit the notification bell so you don't miss any. Some people have told me they've missed some of my videos because they weren't notified. And I want to thank you guys for putting up with me today. And I'll have a better video for you later. I'm going to be working on the teenage miniature room. And I love you from the bottom of my heart.